Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Dr. Rocks and the channel's name is Pounding Rocks Truck Shop. This is Double Dare Extra Large, loosely based on the Kyosho RC car that was out in the 80s. Kind of inspired by, but not an exact duplicate. But I thought it was a funny name. So this is a 92 Nissan Pathfinder. It's got a 2003 VG33 ER in it. It's been 5-speed swapped. It is a Pathfinder, but it's been body swapped to a pickup truck cab with a 3-inch body lift. Watch the series. There's like 60 videos on this truck, but I just want to talk about the previous video that shows this thing idling, running, and revving. I just wanted to touch base and let you know that what I found out was the main problem with why this thing was not idling properly or not responding to the throttle was actually a mistake on my part. There's a lever inside the throttle body here that operates a lever inside the throttle position sensor. When I went to install it, I didn't install properly, and therefore the sensor itself wasn't even being moved by the throttle plate like it's supposed to. So what's the computer supposed to do? It has no idea what I'm doing. It's just dumping fuel because it doesn't know. It's not. So we corrected that, and then also T-pinned the bottom plug in the center and you can set the voltage for wide open throttle and closed throttle. So you want roughly about 0.4 volts with the throttle body closed. You want about 4 volts with the throttle body wide open. We got it to about 3.85 volts and 0.43 volts when it's closed. It changed the idle on this thing unbelievably. It responded to the throttle. It sounded really good. And then we started messing with the timing. And the timing was also a major component in why this thing was not running properly. Prior to the other day with the video when I was showing you the boost gauge, I had absolutely no vacuum. I had like 0 to 1 inch of mercury of vacuum, and it's because this thing was off at least 2 teeth. And the service manual is not going to help you. It shows you the wrong orientation. You have to kind of use the distributor cap and point the rotor at the right spot. Then you have to tweak it with advancing or pulling the timing out of it until it actually runs good. Once we did that, we moved it 1 tooth. The vacuum jumped to about 12 inches. I was like, wow, that made an instant difference right there. We got vacuum now. And so we tweaked it another tooth, so we didn't have to have it fully advanced. We can now back it off a little bit, have more advanced, and we got it to just about 15 to 18 inches of mercury now at idle, which is fantastic, and it is putting out about 5 to 6 pounds of boost. Go to the previous video, watch it. You can see me showing that. I just want to show you why we don't get a full 21 inches. This is my belief as to why we don't get a full 21 inches of mercury like a regular non-blown engine or normally aspirated engine, if you will. The reason that I believe that this is not putting out a full 21 inches is because I have the bypass. Normally on an Xterra, the bypass on the supercharger is electronically controlled. The computer is not going to put the boost on until you're like basically wide open throttle. I didn't want that. Plus, I don't have the ability, using the VG30 computer, I don't have the ability to control that, so the blower would never come on. So I bypassed the actual bypass. So the blower is actually putting out a little bit of boost at idle. It's putting out boost all the time, and that's going to lower, I believe that's lowering the vacuum numbers on idle just because there's a little bit of a boost in there, which is going to drop it. But the supercharger is available right when you step on the throttle. It's right there. So now I have to make sure it stops. So I threw in master cylinder that came off of the Rallycross truck, because the one that was on here leaked all out through the back there. That was junk. We're gonna have to do a lot of brake work on this thing, but at least I've got 2 brakes working, so I could take it down to the end of the driveway and not worry about rolling off into the woods. But I am gonna have to address the brakes sooner rather than later if I do want to take this thing down the road. But at least we got this in here. I do have to change the plug to turn the light off. This is a 92 plug, that's a 97 plug. So I'm just going to find a 97, hack the plug off, and just splice it in. Should turn the light off on the dash. it does sound pretty nasty. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. I was really pleased with how this thing ran. It really does sound pretty nasty. That's not the final exhaust. If you look down here, you can see that it's just wide open right after the header collector. So both sides come together right at that spot there, and if you look, there's the O2 sensor that I had a bung welded in right there. So we got a factory O2 sensor in here. So that had to have made a lot of difference too. And so I'm figuring that we might get another inch of mercury if I if I finally can plumb the exhaust out the back the way it's supposed to be, the way it's intended to be. And that would really help, and especially put a muffler on it so that doesn't, you know, it's currently undrivable with that. I mean, I could take it down to the road and back, but there's no way I'm gonna go into town like this. It's just it's as awesome as it sounds. It's not gonna fly well with the local popo. I painted the entire rack. I painted the back of the frame all the way up to the bottom of the front door on both sides using rust kill. So we'll see how long that lasts. It's just that, you know, now that it's out in the sun and people can see it, I'd rather have it look better. And I did clean up the interior just a little bit. And oh yeah, and the clamshell, the original clamshell for, yeah, this was the original clamshell for the Pathfinder with the tilt steering. So I do have tilt steering in the regular short bed cab. So like, share, and subscribe. Let me know what you guys think. I'm going to continue moving along with this thing just because I would love to say that I took it for a drive down the road and back before the end of 2023, and then I have to put it away for the winter. So yeah, be sure to tune into other projects. I got the 521 to check out. I got my Time Machine 720 here, and I've got the green autocross truck. I'll see you guys in another one. Thank you very much. See ya.